Hey, you mentioned all the good games are out west this week, and let's stay out there while we're at it. We're going to Wyoming. Powder River Letter Buck, 7 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on CBS Sports Network, but Boise State is a 14-point road favorite in this one, over-under of 45.5. What do you see here between the Broncos and the Cowboys?
Well, this is a big game because it determines who wins the Mountain Division. So the winner of this game is going to go on to the Pac-12 championship game. And based on how the board lies right now, probably host the Pac-12, Mountain West championship game. Excuse me there.
The way things are going, these two teams might be in the Pac-12 at some point soon here.
But Boise State fired their offense coordinator about 4 weeks into the season after only scoring 10 on UTEP. That was a painful game to watch if you stayed up to do so like I did. And since then, they're scoring 35.3 points per game. So it was a good move. Also, Hank Bachmeier is transferring and isn't playing. So I guess it was a quarterback and an offensive coordinator problem. They got rid of both, and now they're scoring a bunch of points. And they play excellent defense. They're now top 15 in the nation in net points per drive. So how many times they're scoring on their drives versus how many they're allowing. They're top 15 in the nation, which is great. Wyoming just hasn't been able to separate lately, and they've been playing some bad teams. Colorado State is in particular, they only beat them 16-14. And that's because this team cannot throw the football. They will not. They cannot. They're attempting roughly the same number of attempts as like service academies. They're only throwing it like 10, 11 times a game, and their quarterback is just abysmal. It's tough to watch. They don't have the receivers. They don't have the quarterback. And Boise State is just too good to be beat by a one-dimensional team. It's not going to happen. The other thing too that Wyoming doesn't do, and the reason that they can't separate, is because they just don't run plays. They're 128th in plays per game, around 61. They are methodical. They run the clock down. They don't have very long drives either, so they're just not running a lot of offensive plays per game. And because of that, they're not scoring a lot of points. And Boise State, extremely good on third down defense. I've highlighted third down defenses before. It's a strong indicator of success. And you see that in the Boise State -14 here. But they're 15th nationally with about a 32% conversion rate on third down allowed. And if Wyoming's not converting on third down, which they haven't been doing very well, they're not going to run plays. And Boise State is going to distance themselves in this game. And because of that, I'm going Boise State -14. As long as it stays at 14, I'm not too excited about 14.5. Again, we talk about implied win probability. And when it moves off that kind of square 14, 2-touchdown mark, the win probability changes quite a bit. So I'm going to stay, as long as it stays at -14, I will bet Boise State. I know it's on the road. I know it's at altitude. Boise State plays at their own altitude, but Wyoming has the highest college football stadium in the country. But I just like the Broncos on the road here to win. Very comfortably.
So it is 14 across the board here, except for one spot. You have to pay 8 cents extra, but it is 13 at FanDuel as we record this Wednesday morning, which obviously is, winning by 2 possessions instead of having to win by 3 possessions to cover here. Almost win by 3 possessions. Obviously, 15, 16 points is 2 possessions as well, but 8 more cents here if you want the 13 at FanDuel, Brett.
I don't, and that's because the win probabilities only shift a certain amount when you start to get this far off of those 3s and 7s, and I don't believe, no, we're only dealing with about a 4% change in win probability and push rate here, so I'm not paying 8 cents for a 4-cent bonus.